Good morning. Welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. It is Thursday, November 3rd. I'm Cara Falco.
And I'm Kristina Behr. On today's show, we'll tell you about the misleading election texts that some voters have received.
And we're going to give you a look at how gas prices in New Jersey are rising at some of the fastest rates in the nation. But first, we got to check up the forecast and bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta. Good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning to you both. Yeah, a bit of a different view here.
Yeah, we were going to say, we're like, what is your mystery location,
Where's the mystery
sir?
location today? I'm actually in not far from the finish line of the New York City Marathon because I've been their meteorologist for the last 14 years.
Wow.
Working closely with them for Road Runners. The New York Road Runners is the organization that hosts it. And so this year it's a big deal with the race. First time they're having all of the full participants, the 50,000 runners since COVID. And the weather, well, looks a bit warm for them.
Yeah.
So even in the warm phase for New Jersey, with our weather looking very warm going forward, going into this weekend, we'll have highs well above average. But first, we have to enjoy today. We start off this morning with mostly sunny skies across the state. And as temperatures go, we will climb into the upper 60s. It'll feel just about as pleasant as yesterday, maybe a little drier than yesterday. Yesterday felt a bit humid. However, as we head into the next few days, that humidity makes a big comeback. And even though it's cool in some parts of the state this morning, we get very warm by the end of the work week into the weekend. So for today, highs will go to 64 over in Seabright, 66 in Newark, and 66 as well over in Sussex. Enjoy the sunny, dry breezes today. A little bit of humidity comes in tomorrow, and the weekend gets unusually humid. We could possibly set record highs this weekend. As soon as Saturday, we'll be in the 70s. Sunday, just about as warm. We'll take a look of the 10-day forecast, including what happens going forward into next week and when that chill comes in. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Cara, Kristina?
Wow. All right, Mike, thank you. I'm not running anything anytime soon, but it is my birthday weekend, so I'm really not mad at that weather.
Oh, you got amazing weather for that.
Yeah, it's good for you, not for the 26.2 miles of people are running.
Of brutality that's coming. All right, Mike, thanks so much. We'll check back in with you in a little bit.
Maybe folks are playing hooky from work because of the weather. Let's get a check on the roads with Don Smith, and it's actually not too terrible for once, Don. Dare I say it?
Yeah, dare you say that's right, Gabe. Good morning to you. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, it'll be a great day to use the work from home situation, right? Today, maybe tomorrow, the whole weekend, get out to head down the Jersey Shore. Not sure what may be still open, let's say in Point Pleasant and Seaside Heights. But nonetheless, you can go out and at least get a nice walk in or maybe run on the boardwalk. But we do have some issues here this morning at 9:03. And this is going to be, we're going to focus in on the Parkway first in East Orange. In both directions, we're seeing accidents here. So the northbound side, it's on the exit ramp of 145. I have a camera there. We'll show you that in a second. And then going southbound, we have a crash that's now onto the shoulder, basically in the same location. And the turnpike northbound on the truck side at 14, all lanes are open. That's actually from an hour ago. I don't believe that is still going to be there. Let's go towards the crash here. You see it right in the center of the screen. Let me make it full screen for us. We go southbound or northbound, I should say. This is on the exit ramp of 145 for Route 280. You see the left lane is still shut. Haven't seen any state police yet on scene. So that is creating just a little bit of havoc here this morning. We'll get to the map of that in a moment, but I want to talk to you about this other issue west on 195, just before exit 11 here in Upper Freehold. We have a crash, and that's delaying things back towards 537. That's the exit for Great Adventure. That is going to be for Monmouth Road. So that's about 10-15 minutes. Still haven't figured out exactly what's going on. It's been there for about the last 20 minutes or so. But if you wanted to head out to the shore here this morning, Parkway looks good. So it is the ride here along Route 9, 18. Things are fine. 287 is still getting hit hard fairly substantially here in the Piscataway area between exit 10 out through exit 12. And then east on 78, we're still trying to work whatever is going on here. Again, still not reported by DOT. Just before exit 24. Again, it's been out there about 20-25 minutes. We're all the way back to Clinton now. So that's eastbound from exit 15 into 24. Could run you probably another half an hour or so. And then let me show you quickly that Parkway delay. It's not terrible coming up from Irvington into 145, maybe about 5 minutes or so there. What is terrible is the Hudson River crossing, still an hour at the Lincoln, 30 at the Holland, and about 45 at the George. And the River Line is the only trouble spot along New Jersey Transit, about 15 minutes both ways with a broken down train near Roebling. That's happening here again out of the busy traffic center at 9:05. Cara, Kristina, back to you.
All right, Don. Thanks so much.
So this was the big story this week, and police
Yeah.
have arrested the man accused of shooting 2 Newark police officers. That arrest came yesterday morning after a 2-day manhunt for the suspect, 30-year-old Kendall Howard of East Orange. Howard allegedly shot the 2 officers during a routine stop on Tuesday. According to Governor Murphy, 1 officer has already been discharged from the hospital. The other is still hospitalized, but in stable condition. I mean,
A wild story.
Wild story, just scary. I mean, it was
Yeah.
supposedly on a rooftop initially, and
And the investigation now is continuing because the man was in the same building where this happened the entire 24 hours. So
Yes.
now they're saying, why didn't they catch this guy sooner?
Yeah.
Like, why he was basically hiding in plain sight. So what happened there?
what happened?
So that investigation is ongoing, and I'm sure we'll learn more as the days go on. But
Absolutely.
those officers, one of them was released from the hospital. He was in really
thank
good
God.
spirits,
Yeah.
and it's just a scary situation.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, Camden County police say that they've recovered a record number of illegal ghost guns, which are guns, of course, that don't have a serial number. And so far, they've recovered 45 ghost guns this year and expect to surpass last year's total of 61.
Wow. Authorities say the trend of ghost guns being used in crimes is increasing. In all of 2019, police recovered only 7 of them. The trend is nationwide. Last year, over 20,000 ghost guns were recovered in the U.S. And it's just such a scary statistic. And you hear, people can like 3D print their own guns now, and there's no, and this is, New Jersey has some of the strictest gun laws, but it's like that you need a method of tracking these things.
And you need stricter laws too in terms of getting the machinery to make these guns. And the Camden County Commissioner is now saying, look, we need federal help at this point because this is going to become even worse as the years go on and more people become, adept at making these things.
Yeah.
Because it's super easy to get this, kind of equipment, and there's no regulation as to who can get it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. It's a bigger issue. It really is. Upcoming elections, and state election officials are warning voters about election misinformation being sent via text messages ahead of Election Day. Some New Jerseyans have received texts from a group called Voting Futures Trust that sent incorrect voting locations, confusing early vote drop box locations with Election Day polling places as well.
Text consulting firm Resistance Labs apologized in a statement saying that the mistake was unintentional, and Secretary of State Tahisha Way says that voters should go to vote.nj.gov to clear up any confusion about where to go to vote. It really is the easiest time to be able to vote. I mean, I did it yesterday. I went to the mailbox and dropped it in. It's literally, they make it super easy. So, getting solicitations like that, it just adds more confusion to the whole, process.
Well, and I do think it is easy. I think we all get the, the sample ballots in the mail.
Right.
They have a very distinct look to them.
Right.
And I think, we gave out the website that .gov is the
important.
critical element. I mean, if you were on a .com or a .org, that is not an official site. Flat out, it's just not necessarily reliable information. I mean, you would hope you could look at your news sources like us and find that information as well. But again, your best bet is going to be that .gov site, because those are government-run websites, and they're going to have the correct information that you need.
Yeah. So keep that in mind next time.
Yeah.
This is an organization that is near and dear to my heart too. Jersey Cares is a nonprofit volunteer organization that looks to give back to New Jerseyans in need. And here now to discuss Jersey Cares and their holiday activities, Megan Mulligan, the Senior Manager of Service Events for Jersey Cares. Thanks for being with us today.
Hi, of course. Good morning. So good to see you.
So holidays, I know it's a big time of year for you. I mean, you're doing stuff all year round, but the holidays are probably the busiest. Tell us about what you have cooking this year.
Yeah, we, as always, have so much going on. We have been working on the holiday season for months now, believe it or not. I know after Halloween, everybody gets nervous about commercials, but we're doing this stuff back in August. So we are looking ahead to a very busy November. We're so excited to be kicking off our 27th annual Jersey Cares Coat Drive that begins next Monday, November 7th. We collect anywhere up to 20 to 30,000 coats every year.
Wow.
And there are drop-off locations all across the state. So there are about 12 different drop-off sites, and those are just our public Jersey Cares drop-off sites. In addition to, we work with tons of different, offices and car dealerships and things. So no matter where you are across the state, you're no more than, I'd say, 30, 40 minutes from your closest container site. So we try to make it really easy, to help our neighbors all across the state and really help keep New Jersey warm this winter. That's just one of the many, we also have our calendar opportunities, especially as we head into Thanksgiving. We have lots of turkey giveaways. We as Jersey Cares kind of see ourselves as the middleman between volunteers and other nonprofits all across the state. So while we have a large reach, some of these smaller nonprofits might not. So we kind of take them on to really help and make sure that all of, their volunteer needs are met. So that looks like turkey distributions and packing, and even so much as delivering holiday meals, to seniors who are homebound. So we have so much going on. We're really excited and, as always, ready for the holiday season.
I love all of that.
Yeah.
Megan, really just quickly to clarify regarding the coats, are they new or gently used that you're looking
New
for?
and gently used.
New
and gently used. So if you're cleaning out your closet, I know a bunch of people already did that, but we know how stuff builds up, or your kids get bigger, they don't like pink anymore, whatever the case may be. If you're looking for a good home for those, we certainly have, hundreds of thousands of people, and, we try to meet as many of those requests as possible, and every single coat counts. So even if you're thinking it's one, should I drive? That could be a child being able to get to school in the morning, or someone being able to go on a job interview, a senior being able to get their medication. It really does make an impact. So no matter how, small you're like, I don't know, like, it makes a difference. Make sure to get out, and drop those off. And if you can't, we also have virtual online options. So you can always purchase those online. They get shipped directly to us. It's really a large initiative. It takes our whole team, but it really does take all the volunteers across the state to make it happen. So if you're even considering it, thank you in advance. It makes such a huge difference.
So Megan, you guys also host a program called Frosty's Friends. Volunteers can sign up to receive a child's wish list and become their secret Santa. How can you explain a little bit more about that program?
Yeah, so our Frosty's Friends program is really incredible. So we do letters from kids. This year it is mostly virtual. It's really, the responsibility is lying with our nonprofit partners, but we're still hoping to support them in as many ways as possible. So you could head to our website, jerseycares.org/frosties_friends, and you can see all of the organizations, who are looking for holiday gifts for their kids. So that might look like wish lists. Some of them do take gently used toys. Most of them are new, lots of virtual options. So there's a ton of ways to give back, no matter how you're looking to get involved.
I love this program too, because this program is completely vetted. You know exactly what these kids are asking for. It's not like they're asking for a car. It's like things that are attainable and things that somebody, an everyday average Joe, can help out and provide that smile for the holidays.
Exactly.
And I think that makes the difference. And how many programs do you work with for Frosty's Friends outside of Jersey Cares?
So outside of Jersey Cares, we do anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000 children every year. And that's upwards of 40 different nonprofit programs and schools all across the state.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
When you think about it, I mean, it just kind of gives you chills. Like, that they're getting this wish sort of granted. It's amazing. What are some other ways that volunteers can get involved with Jersey Cares?
Yeah, there are a ton of different ways. If you're not necessarily looking to do something around the holidays, we still have a plethora of opportunities for you. We have our volunteer opportunity calendar that hosts anywhere between 5 and 10 different opportunities every single day all across the state. So if you have, a random Tuesday afternoon, or if you want to play hooky, we won't tell, to volunteer, you can go on the website and see what's available. If you yourself, have a certain area of impact that you're super passionate about, you can actually plug that in, and the calendar will spit out all of the opportunities that are available. So you can always go on. It's a sign up, show up model. You don't have to worry about trainings or anything like that. If you have the time and you want to give back, you can absolutely find a way to do that as an individual. Or if you're a corporation, we also host customized corporate service programs for corporations across the state to engage their employees in volunteerism. So whether you're a small company or a large company, if you're looking to give back, basically no matter how you want to do it, Jersey Cares can help make that happen.
That is incredible. Megan Mulligan, Jersey Cares. Thank you so much. One more time, just the overarching website where folks can go if they want to.
JerseyCares.org. We are Jersey Cares across all social platforms. Check us out. If you're messaging us on social media, you'll get me. So feel free to shoot us any questions. We're always happy to help. But thank you all so much for having us on.
Megan,
it's so great to see you.
Happy holiday season and have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Yes, you too. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, all that stuff sounds great.
It's amazing. I've been a Frosty's friend for maybe 5 years now.
Have you?
And it really is special. I mean, there's a lot of programs that are similar to that, but you really see where your gift is going. And I think that's important. I mean, being, charitable in and of itself is great, but you actually see where it's going, and it's
that's going to be so satisfying. Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, beautiful.
It's great, and they do a Halloween thing too every year too, where you have
Queen Halloween,
where you have if you have used. Halloween costumes, your kid's going to grow out of it by next year. You're not going to use it again. You can send it to them and they'll give it to a kid who.
And they work with charities across the state. And across industries that they do all kinds of different.
Domestic violence, homeless shelters, classrooms, businesses. I mean, things like that. Yeah. So you can learn more.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, a little bit more news for you today. Engineers say the Hudson County extension of the Jersey Turnpike needs a $4.7 billion expansion to accommodate growing traffic. I use it regularly. It probably could use it. The report was initially obtained by the Jersey Journal.
Among many things it could use. It says that the growing truck traffic, of course, and increased development in Bayonne made the expansion necessary.
The report also says some bridges on the extension can no longer handle the full load of vehicles that they were initially designed for.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with the Hudson County extension is that the entire roadway is elevated. So it's basically one giant bridge.
Right.
And it's not structurally sound anymore. Yeah, I was going to say it bottlenecks into the Holland Tunnel.
Yeah.
And it just, it clearly was not designed for the amount of vehicles that travel on it. And it does take a lot of trucks, heavy loaded trucks, because it's also the best way into Jersey City, Hoboken, off the turnpike.
Right.
It just, but that 4.7 billion with a B dollar number, it's like,
it makes you kind of shudder. Like, what? Say what?
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Okay. You're like, where's that coming from?
Right.
My pocket?
Everybody's pocket.
Everybody's pocket. You're like, oh man.
Well, speaking of money, coming up, what's driving up gas prices in New Jersey once again?
It's really not catching a break. We'll also tell you why some Bloomfield College professors are worried about keeping their jobs. And you can find us and join the conversation on social media. Just search for @NJ Morning Show on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and click follow.
Right now, families all across New Jersey are struggling with hunger, and their financial futures remain uncertain. You can be the hope for our hungry neighbors in need in a time when that need is still so great. The Community Food Bank of New Jersey, the state's largest anti-hunger, anti-poverty organization, is filling the emptiness caused by hunger with food, help, and hope. Go to cfbnj.org now to join us.
The New Jersey Hall of Fame is coming to you, celebrating our best and brightest, greeting guests along our Garden State Parkway through its 9 service areas, engaging travelers from our terminals to our transit centers, inspiring new generations as we move from town to town, and at New Jersey's hottest red carpet ceremony, inspiring New Jerseyans at our new home at American Dream. It's the New Jersey Hall of Fame, and it's where you want to be, because everyone needs a hero.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta for another look at that forecast. And it's balmy for November.
Yeah.
It is very warm, and it's going to stay warm going into the weekend with the humidity. And that's the part that's odd. Typically, when we have so much warmth this time of the year in early November, it's dry. Not the case this time. It stays quite humid going into the weekend with temperatures that will feel very pleasant, more like for September rather than November. It'll be very pleasant going into the end of the week and does turn even warmer by the time we get to the weekend. Highs will quickly climb into the low 70s come Saturday and Sunday. There's also the potential for some extra clouds on Sunday, and with that potential, there might be a quick passing afternoon sprinkle that lasts a few minutes in the early afternoon, but not to worry. I think we stay dry in most of New Jersey, especially down south. With the temperatures staying so warm, so just how much above average will it be? We're going to be about 20 to 25 degrees above average this weekend going into early next week. That is a solid record territory, and I think we'll break some records this upcoming weekend with those temperatures hitting 70 tomorrow, 75 on Saturday, and 75 as well on Sunday. Just a bit more cloud cover, but also more humidity that builds in by Sunday. Odd that you have the air conditioning running for a few days in a row this weekend, but I think you will. It's not uncommon to maybe flip the AC on for 1 or 2 days here and there, just during the hottest part of the day. But here we are going into the weekend, and it will stay humid right even through Monday. We'll talk more about that with the 7-day forecast coming up. Let you know if there's a cool down on the way, because I know a lot of people switched out the wardrobes already. That's kind of an issue where now, you have only sweaters and sweatshirts and hoodies left. What do you do going this weekend?
And the Uggs, right?
And the Uggs. I have like some transitional pieces that kind of like work either way that I try, but I've also, since we were talking about cleaning out the closet earlier with Megan, I have it down to like one season's worth. I don't have to like swap and stash.
Swap and stash. I like it. Yeah, it is odd that it's November and it's like we're thinking about going back to maybe flip-flops.
Yeah. I'm like, where are those shorts again?
Where did it go? Mike, thank you. Let's go back to Don Smith now with an update on the traffic. Don.
Yeah, thank you, Kristina and Cara. I think you maybe just made up a new story, swap and stash.
Yes.
Or, like Cube Smart, you just swap it and come in, and if you don't want it, you just swap it out for something new, right?
There you go.
We kind of got the Jersey, fall Hawaiian look going on here this morning in the traffic center. Let's go to the maps here this morning. I know you ladies were talking about the Hudson County extension of the Turnpike. I just wanted to show it for maybe some who don't know exactly where we're talking about here. Again, it's from Newark over to Jersey City, hence the name Newark Bay Extension, because it goes over the Newark Bay. But it's also an interstate, and that's Interstate 78. So hopefully the federal government will be able to get involved in that $4 billion price tag and maybe pick up some of the costs, so the state doesn't have to pick it all up again, because it is a federal highway. It's an interstate, one part of the interstate system on Interstate 78, not Internet, Interstate 78. We'll get that right. But again, just wanted to show folks who maybe not aware of where that is. But we do have issues here this morning getting to the Lincoln Tunnel, eastbound or inbound on 495, just before Kennedy Boulevard. I think there was an accident here because the DOT zoomed the camera in just a second ago. Let me see if I have that camera. I don't have that camera, but I think it's gone because I didn't see anything there taking out the left lane. But we do still have this issue here on the Parkway heading northbound. It's at the exit ramp here. Let me just make that full screen. It's on the exit ramp, takes out the left lane for Route 280. So that's north on the Parkway, 145. Still haven't seen state police here in the last 20 minutes or so. So not quite sure what's going on, but it is backed up in towards the Irvington area at 143. Couple of other areas of contention to make note of is this eastbound 78 getting better because our crash here at exit 24 has been clear, but we still have heavy delays back through the Clinton area. And then I want to focus in on 195. We're still dealing with something going on here. Still haven't figured out what this is. It's got to be some sort of a crash of some type just before exit 11, westbound 195. So coming out of Jackson into Upper Freehold, leave about another 20 minutes or more. We're back here to 537 and Monmouth Road. Let's take a look at our Hudson River crossings. We're bringing things down slightly. Still about almost an hour here at the Lincoln, again, from that earlier problem, about 45 at the George, 30 at the Holland Tunnel. And the only issue with New Jersey Transit as it is the River Line, still under about 15 minutes with a broken down train. What's happening here at a busy traffic center 924 to Cara, Kristina? Send it back into you.
All right, Don. Thanks so much.
So the faculty union at Bloomfield College is a little bit worried about job losses in the wake of last week's announcement of a merger with Montclair State University.
Yeah, since Bloomfield College won't exist as a legal entity after the merger takes effect next July, professors are worried that they may not be asked to return. And a Montclair State spokesman told NJ Advanced Media that the university will, quote, make every effort to retain Bloomfield's faculty and staff. But we know how that works.
Yeah,
right?
It's never a guarantee.
There's probably not going to be enough room for everybody. So
well, and it's a weird thing because Bloomfield College had said they might not exist at all anymore because they were running into financial troubles. So Montclair kind of stepped in and
said,
assumed them.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel, you feel terrible for the staff, but it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like they were, it was damned if they did and damned if they didn't, because it was like either the school's going to close and you're not going to have a job, or it's going to be, and you might have a job.
Right. So maybe they'll come up with something where they can keep some of the teachers and faculty in different roles or whatever. But
even adjunct professors.
Yeah.
Maybe. Something.
Another tough story here. New Jersey's gas prices have risen to some of the highest rates in the nation. AAA says the state average now $3.85 a gallon, up 18 cents from just a week ago. And over the last month, we've seen a 41-cent increase.
All right. So the prices are part of a larger trend in the Northeast where experts say a tighter oil supply is driving those price increases. On average, the Northeast has seen an increase between 17 and 27 cents a gallon.
It's unreal.
You sit there and go, has had almost 20 cents in a week?
How in a week. And I was kicking myself too, because the other week I was like, oh, I got to get gas. I'll just wait.
I'll wait.
And now it's like $3.85. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do?
See, I stopped looking years ago. Like my best friend is one of those people who will like drive an extra 2 miles to look around. And I'm like, no, I stopped looking years ago, the first time it jumped, when it jumped like over $2 a gallon, the first time when we were like, what is happening? I was like, I give up. The car needs gas.
It's like, what are you going to do?
What do you want me to do? I'm gonna waste a gallon and a half driving to find the cheapest gas. It's not worth it.
I always wondered if there were people though that did that.
There are.
Stocked gas stations.
She's my best friend. I love her.
I mean, good on her. Right? I don't have that patience either.
No.
Well, our next guest is just awesome.
Yes. Think Like a Boss is an organization that looks to empower female entrepreneurs. They'll be hosting a summit later this month at St. Peter's University. Here now to talk about it is founder Alexandra Bernard Simmons. Thank you so much for coming on, Alexandra. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you guys doing today?
Good, thank you.
Fantastical.
What made you decide to get involved with empowering women entrepreneurs?
Wow, about around 2014, I was at a point where my career was booming, my relationship was booming. I started my own business and that was booming. And I'm just like, how can I share this knowledge with the world? This just can't be me. This just cannot be my dream for my life, right? Because if the dream only includes you, it's not big enough. So I made a decision to actually go back for women, right? So our motto is no woman left behind. Go back for women to let them know that their dream is possible too. You just have to have discipline, have focus, and have people that's willing to pull you up with them.
That's amazing. Women helping women. That's always an amazing feat, right? So how does your organization promote that goal?
So we do workshops all around the nation in regards to finances, in regards to business, of course, in regards to even relationships. People really don't understand that sometimes the relationship that you're in can actually hinder your success. So we also have programs in high schools that helps teens become entrepreneurs before they even graduate. We even go back into homeless shelters to help women and children there that feel like they were left behind. So there's so many different programs that we have. We have the Think Like a Boss book. We have the podcast. We have the TV show. So we're going to get to you pretty much. We're going to reach you any way possible at this point.
Yeah, you have your bases covered.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Seriously. And I love that. I think, I love that you touch on relationships because I do think that plays a big role.
100%.
And especially the finances and the business, because I think that's lost on a lot of people, but unfortunately, women in particular, they don't know that we get that financial education that is necessary.
Absolutely. And this year we're actually partnered with Chase Bank, which is going to be a very integral partnership because not only do they help us with budgeting and things of that nature, but they're actually going to help us get capital for women of color.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the upcoming summit you have.
Yes, so the summit, we're so excited, guys, because we had to take 2 years off because of COVID.
I
So
know.
yes, so our last summit was in 2019. So we're finally bringing it back to my alma mater, St. Peter's University, and we have
Yes.
a long day set up, a long day and an amazing day. So doors open at 10 and they close at 5 p.m. So during that time, we have a DJ, we have poetry, we have a workshop presented by Chase on budgeting. We have a workshop called the Boss Move Panel, right? This includes different entrepreneurs all from New Jersey, right? And they're sharing their story about pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, and what we want to call now post-pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Right, whatever that looks like right now. We also will be talking about mental health and spirituality, right? That's something that the pandemic actually pushed to the forefront. So we want to make sure we're tackling that conversation as well. And lastly, we're going to close it out with relationships. But we also have a room full of woman-owned businesses, vendors selling their products. So it's just, it's just an amazing day for women.
Yeah.
That sounds so incredible. And I love that you really took, you kind of taking a holistic approach to business, if you think about it,
Yeah.
which I think, again, for women in particular is very important. I think, the guys a lot of time get that, here's how you do a budget,
Yeah.
here's how you write a plan. And it's
And
very
this
kind
is-
of cut and dry. But I think women in particular, we bring our heart and soul to our businesses. And so if you don't address those things, you're going to lose something in it.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. I always say the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So your business is going to be a manifestation of who you are inside. So it's very important that we focus on the entrepreneur and help them get themselves together in order for their businesses to be successful.
And the goal of the summit really, too, it seems to make connections and to network also, in addition to getting that helpful, valuable information.
Absolutely. You never know who you're going to run into that can completely change your life. So networking is very important, and that is a big goal at our summit.
Sounds like a good time. Where can people find out more information?
So you guys can go on actladythinkboss.com. That is our website. But you can always follow me on social media as well. Think Like a Boss New Jersey. I'm always on there acting silly and doing different things because, hey, that's who I am. I might be the boss, but we should not be taking life too seriously.
Yeah, I agree. Wholeheartedly. You got to have fun.
Absolutely. Alexandra, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. We so appreciate your insight. We look forward to the event. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day. Boy, she said, that sounds great.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, we might have to go.
Yes.
All right, guys, coming up, we're going to tell you about the new restoration project that just finished up at the Delaware Water Gap.
We'll also tell you where New Jersey stands on a list of safest states in America.
And of course, you can always find us on social media. Head on over to NJ Morning Show on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and click follow.
2020 felt like a dark tunnel, and while 2020 is over, the impact is not. The pandemic affected both our physical and mental health.
We started the Cody Fund for Mental Health to change lives, so we want you to know about NJ211.
It's a referral service for anyone in crisis, even children.
I am living proof that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
And it's not a train, it's help. It's NJ211.
Right now, New Jersey's youth are dealing with a lot. Growing up today, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But you're not alone. If you're worried about someone, reach out and point them to help if they need it. The New Jersey Department of Children and Families offers support to children and youth in crisis. Help is available by phone or text whenever you need it. Be there for a friend, and know where to turn for help. Suicide should never be the answer. Growing up can be hard. Getting help shouldn't be.
Welcome back. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta with a check of that forecast for us. And it is just, I don't even know what to do with my hair now. I'm like, it's November. It's still humid and expanding.
Very unusual.
Help.
I know.
Help.
Very unusual to have this much humidity, but it gets worse going into the weekend, maybe make a hair appointment for your birthday. That might be a little present to yourself, considering just how humid that weather will be on the first full weekend in November. So going into the next few days, we've actually got some great weather to enjoy for some leaf peeping. If you're enjoying the fall foliage, you got plenty of great weather to enjoy, with the usual foliage taking place, the peak in late October or early November for most of central and southern New Jersey. And that's exactly what's happening here. You see that shade of red, peak color, right down all the way through Ocean County. And then you're still near peak down toward the Pine Barrens, but there's still some lovely colors there as you head down toward Cape May, even back over toward Cumberland County and Salem County, some of the peak foliage now happening. So even though most of High Point up in the north already has passed peak, you'd have plenty of great weather to enjoy this weekend because there's still some apples on the tree. So maybe do some apple picking and you'll have some fantastic weather to enjoy. Oh, we skipped ahead that 7-day forecast. The weather looks fantastic going into this weekend, warm and sunny. And even Monday is like a bonus day with highs that stay in the mid 70s. Then when we get to Tuesday, I think that's when we'll see a sharp cool down with highs that only climb into the low 60s. So yeah, we lose about 12 degrees just that day alone and cool off even more down into the 50s on Wednesday. So with that real Arctic blast that will come in, comparatively speaking, it'll start to feel more like November should by about Wednesday of next week. So we still get another 4 to 5 days of this beautifully, beautifully sunny and unusually humid weather, and then we cool things down by early next week. So great weather to enjoy. No freezing weather upcoming, at least in the next 10 days. So it stays quite warm around here as we head into next week.
I like how before he started off by saying, well, it gets worse.
Yeah,
like in the nicest way possible.
In the nicest, exactly.
It gets worse.
Happy
birthday.
I feel like I'm looking at a June forecast. 70, 75, 75,
exactly.
74.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening?
No, it's bizarre. It's definitely bizarre. But you know what? We'll try to get outside and do the best we can.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
In a t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mike.
You bet.
Hopefully the traffic didn't get worse. Let's get another update with Don Smith. How we looking?
Yeah, Behr, good morning. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, it's this westbound 195 situation. Let's go to the maps. And this is in Jackson, between Jackson and West Freehold. Still trying to get a handle on what's going on here, getting west of 537. That's Monmouth Road. That's the exit you get off for Great Adventure. This is just before exit 11 in Cox Corner and Upper Freehold. To me, it looks like there was an earlier accident, but we never got any confirmation from DOT about anything going on. It looks like it's slowly easing up, but I mean, there may be some guardrail repair or something going on because it should not be this heavy, even, after an accident has been cleared. And again, I saw that accident kind of clear up maybe about 20 minutes ago or so. So we'll keep an eye on this, but just be mindful if you're watching here in basically south central Monmouth County. That's what we're looking at here, getting into Upper Freehold. We widen up the maps, and for the most part, Central Jersey looks good on 3318 Parkway, maybe heading out to grab some of the sunshine rays there at Asbury Park, Long Branch, Point Pleasant Beach. I wonder if any of the games and so forth are open on Jenkinson's Boardwalk or on Asbury Park, Long Branch, Seaside Heights. I imagine most of the boardwalk stuff is probably closed by now, at least the rides and stuff. But maybe if somebody could open up the pizza place or whatever, they probably do pretty well this weekend because it is going to be gorgeous whenever they have any shore rentals, right, for this upcoming weekend. But South Jersey is good. AC Expressway 55, 295. We are clear. Again, we have the Phillies at home for Game 5 later on this evening, so you probably see a lot of traffic here in Camden heading into Philly probably around 3-4 o'clock or so after that 4-pitcher combined no-hitter. Crazy. Philly, so everything's tied up all at 2. Let's go up into the other issue I wanted to talk to you about. Yeah, it was this Parkway. That's where I had the camera here. Actually, they just moved the camera, so I guess they moved the cars. I'm not sure where or how that cleared up so fast, but it was here going north on the exit ramp at 280 for 145. So now it seems to be moving fairly nicely. And then the only other thing I want to talk to you about is this ongoing midday construction setting up right on time here in the Wyckoff area along 208 out through just north of Cedar Hill Avenue in towards the area of Russell Avenue. So this should be wrapped up about 2:30 or so, just before the kids get out at Ramapo High School, but keep an eye on that. And your train situation, the only thing I'm seeing on the rails is PATH here this morning. Hopefully that didn't populate, but we'll go to the bridges and tunnels. Still about a half an hour at the George, 40 at the Lincoln, and a half an hour at the Holland. Happening here in another busy traffic center. Cara, Kristina, back over to you.
All right, so a new report from Wallet Hub says New Jersey is the 5th safest state in the country when it comes to personal and residential safety. The Garden State finished as the 15th overall safest state, the highest in the tri-state area.
It's not bad. The report also found New Jersey led the state in law enforcement officers per capita. Other categories included road safety, where New Jersey was ranked 16th, financial safety, workplace safety, and emergency preparedness. I believe it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable here.
There's room to grow, for
there's,
sure.
There's room. Yes, there's absolutely room to grow. But yeah, no, I think that's,
not
you know
terrible.
what, I think for the, I thought the police officer number was interesting because, when you think about it, you're like, okay, we're the most densely populated state in the nation. I feel like it makes sense that we have a significant number of police officers.
Right.
There's a lot of us here.
Yes.
We're a little on top of one
You
another.
need to be able to, regulate that.
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Well, the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area has announced the completion of the Watergate Wetlands Restoration Project in Hardwick Township, if I could say that. It's like a tongue twister. The project restored 20 acres of wetlands and 800 feet of Van Campen's Brook. Workers removed 58 acres of invasive plants, replacing them with trees, shrubs, and other native plants.
And then 4,000 feet of gravel road was also removed, restoring the natural function of the stream's floodplain. So the area will remain closed to visitors for the next 6 to 12 months to allow all those new plants to take hold. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love, again, for as small of geographically of a state that we are and the number of people we have, I feel like we have a lot of parks, national parks
that need to be taken care of.
That need to be taken care of.
Upkeep.
And they just, they're beautiful and they're functional as well.
They're functional, but also, now you have all these invasive species like the lantern flies that are still sticking around, and with this warmer weather, they're coming back out again just when you thought they died.
Does your dog eat them?
No,
Roxy
I wish she did.
Roxy will kill and try. I'm not sure if she's supposed to eat them or not because I'm like I don't know if
Nobody
this is dangerous
knows.
for you.
Yeah,
but she will when she sees them on the deck.
That's great.
I'm like, go girl. I'm like, have at it.
She's your own personal pesticide.
Oh, she really is, which is the purpose of a pit. But they're supposed to be like ratting dogs.
Ollie just stares at them. He's like, oh, okay.
No, she will smush nose. I don't know why they bug her. She's like,
that's great because they're so creepy.
They are gross.
Nasty.
To happier things with the holidays coming up just around the corner, it's a little hard to know which wine is going to be the best to serve with your meal. So here to give us some expert advice is wine expert Sandra Zotti. Good morning, Sandra. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Good morning, ladies. It's a pleasure to be here. It's 70 sunny New Jersey. I have a glass of rosé for breakfast.
What could be better?
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So, Sandra, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you become a wine expert? And tell us a little bit about your business and what you do.
So I always like to say that my career in wine began at the age of 5 when I was introduced to my first Bicchierino di Vino Rosso at the dinner table. My parents, Luigi and Lena, were born in Campania, Italy. They came into this country when they were 15, 16 years old. So I was raised in that quintessential Italian home. Puccini, Pavarotti filled the speakers. We danced the tarantella. On Sundays to this day, we still make our braciole, pasta, eggplant parm, and we make homemade wine. I play the accordion terribly. But at a very early age, I became fascinated with how food, wine, and music all paired together. I was initially a classical pianist. I taught and performed for over 30 years. Wow. But as I started aging, I started going for various wine certifications and I wanted to learn more and share and spread my passion for what I was raised in, that whole being of being together around the table, drinking, eating, laughing. So over the course of the last decade or so, I've been traveling the country, sharing my passion for wine.
That is fantastic.
So Sandra and I are friends on a personal level, but it's that whole love of the La Dolce Vita.
Yeah.
La Dolce. And what Alexandra was saying earlier, not taking yourself too seriously, just kind of enjoying life. And so that's my whole philosophy.
I love that too, because it's really innate as well. You're part of your history and your culture and your family, and it's sort of not really a job when you think about it. It's just passion.
It's true. I just had a little spur of the moment trip to Italy a few weeks ago, visiting family in Napoli, where my parents are from. And literally I spent every day waking up, a little espresso, a little cornetto with Nutella. And then our job all day was just eating, drinking, looking around. It was the most spectacular 8 days. And it kind of renewed my passion even more. And when I got back, all the events I've been doing since, and Cara, we did one together the day after, actually.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm like, that's it. We have to eat, drink, be happy, live, love, the la dolce vita.
That's like, yeah, I feel like I missed my calling.
Don't worry, Kristina, I'll give you wine
I
anytime.
need to reevaluate here.
Yeah, there you go.
But let's talk a little wine. With somebody as clueless as I am, I could never probably do what you do, which is obviously innate in your family, in your blood. Thanksgiving is coming up in a couple weeks. I can't believe it. But what kind of wine would you say goes best with that traditional turkey meal?
Okay, so I'm on a mission. I have two missions in the wine business. I'm on one mission to dispel the notion that rosé is the summer sipper and something that you should be only consuming in the summer. Rosé, there's many different methods of making rosé, but for the most part, rosé is simply red grapes, red wine spent with just a few hours of skin contact. So I tell people, treat rosé as a chillable, crushable, light body, thirst quenching, super versatile, food-friendly red wine that you could consume 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. The reason I bring rosé up now is rosé is one of the most spectacular Thanksgiving pairings. So we think about our dinner. Turkey, stuffing, gravy, mashed potatoes. Our family, we have lasagna, we have some
Italian Thanksgiving. Yes.
Yeah. We take it another level.
Yeah.
So do you want a heavy, high alcohol, full body wine to pair with that, kind of decadent? Or would you rather have a light body, beautiful, chillable, thirst quenching wine to cut through that fat and richness of your meal? So rosé for me is all year round, but with Thanksgiving, it's absolutely spectacular. One of my favorites is, not surprising, from Italy. Villammo Russo Etna Rosato. It's coming from Sicily. It's so cool. The vines are actually planted on the volcanic slopes of Mount Etna. Mount Etna.
Of course they are.
Yeah, Mount Etna stands like 11,000 feet high. So the wine has this kind of like flinty minerality, smokiness that comes from the volcanic ash, from the volcanic soil. And there's something about, I love rosé from every part of the world, but there's something about Rosato from Italy, all parts of Italy, that have a savory quality to it. Think almost like your prosciutto wrapped around the cantaloupe. There's a little salty and fruity, so it's so beautiful. It's magical with food. So rosé, for sure, Thanksgiving, that would be my pick, 100%.
I'm sold.
I was going to say, I can't tell you how my mouth is watering from the way you describe wine. We're not even talking about food. We're talking about wine, and I'm like,
and prosciutto.
I was going to say, and then there was prosciutto. Yes, again, sold. I will be bringing rosé to Thanksgiving this year. For folks who celebrate Hanukkah, generally that's a meal of fried foods, or the typical foods are fried. What would be a good wine to go with stuff like that?
Second myth I'm looking to dispel. First, there was rosé, sparkling wine. So we have this notion that, keep a bottle of champagne or bubbles in the fridge or in your cellar for holidays or a celebration. I drink bubbles. I would drink it every day. And I say, one day I know I made it. If for breakfast, I could have a bottle of rosé champagne in bed every morning. Has not happened yet. I'm hoping it happens soon. But sparkling wine and fried food is just one of the most beautiful pairings, because with sparkling wine, I love champagne, but I can't do champagne every day. So whether you're drinking a Cremant from other regions in France, whether you're drinking Cava from Spain, I'll show you a really fun one that I have that I love, that's super accessible, easy to find, and super budget friendly. Bubbles have two things going on. They have the acidity, which helps to stimulate the palate, get the saliva going. It enhances your eating experience. it makes your food taste better. But then bubbles also have that carbonation, which kind of clean out what you're eating. They refresh the palate. They help to reset your palate to 0. So if you're having something fried or salty, take a little sip. The acidity, the bubbles will kind of cleanse and scrub what's happening in your mouth. It's virtually like you're not eating at all. So this is one of my absolute favorite Empire State Blanc de Blanc. This is coming from the Finger Lakes. This is 100% Riesling. A buddy of mine actually makes this. Spectacular. It's dry. It's a little citrusy, green apple. It has a little lemon curd in it, a little pastry cream. Beautiful. Best part, it's under $20. It's phenomenal.
I love it.
That sounds incredible. Yeah.
It looks amazing. And just quickly, Christmas dinner. You know, many of us are doing roasts or pork or sometimes turkey. What would you pair with that?
In addition to my bubbles and rosé, in addition, a food-friendly, versatile, full red wine for me, Pinot Noir. You cannot go wrong with the Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is what we say, it's a white wine masquerading as a red. It's delicate, it's got high acidity, it's a thin-skinned grape. So there's so many different examples of Pinot Noir from around the world. You could have some higher acid, more tart pomegranate, dried fruit, and then you could have some more plum, rich, ripe. A few of my favorites are Ant Hill Farm from Sonoma, Maggie Hawk, she's amazing, Mendocino, Anderson Valley. Bodega Chakra, Patagonia, is making some remarkable Pinot Noir, earthy and funky, worth a shot. Pinot Noir is beautiful because it works with anything from seafood all the way to meats and roasts. So,
love it.
I love that. I love that all the answers she's given us are very versatile. So like if you're still very unsure, you could probably pick any one of those things and nail it.
Yeah,
exactly. And I'm here to help anytime. Reach out to me anytime. I'm here. I don't sleep. I answer my questions all night long. You know, when I'm not drinking and dancing or playing piano, I'm answering.
Or playing the piano.
So reach out anytime.
Speaking of, Sandra, how do we reach out to you if we want to get a hold of you for something?
My email, sandra@sandrazotti.com. My website, sandrazotti.com. I am on social media as well. And like Alexandra said, you can find me dancing, sabering champagne, listening to Duran Duran. I'm at SVZotti, and I'm easy to find.
Sandra, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate it. Everything sounds delicious, and now I'm very hungry.
Yes, seriously.
Salud, my friend. Salud.
Yeah, cheers. With my fake wine.
Yes, right?
Love it.
I guess we're going from one paisan to another. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta and get one last look at that weather before we sign off for the day.
For rosé.
It is a good day for
rosé. It is. That's right. We should just maybe get a sponsor for that 7-day and put up like a different wine of the day, which wine pairs with this with each day in the 7-day forecast. That's it. There's the idea. We've got some really amazing weather ahead for this weekend. Not only do you have to wait until the weekend to enjoy it, you can enjoy it as soon as this afternoon, because maybe you're doing some outdoor dining while the sun is still out, just setting at 6 o'clock this evening. Temperatures stay mild. We'll be in the low 60s this evening from Morristown and Hoboken, even over toward Princeton. So maybe a happy hour is in store. A little spritz, some rosé. You can have some great weather all throughout New Jersey this evening, and it will feel like a summertime forecast even going forward into tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday, both great warm days. There are some more clouds on Sunday, but I think those clouds start to clear out by the early afternoon and bring back some clearing later on Sunday evening. There might be a little spritz or sprinkle in there between, like, say, 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but that's primarily for northern New Jersey. Most of that breaks up by the time it reaches the state. For Monday, we're back to sunshine, our most humid day on the 7-day forecast. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, that's where the chill settles in, and it actually feels like November. Highs will be in the low 60s, even upper 50s by next Wednesday, and morning lows down in the 40s. So odd to think that our growing season has ended across most of New Jersey. We've had our frosts and freezes, and now here we are back in the 70s. Even the mums on the front porch are like, what is going on right now? But you have to keep those plants watered even going into this weekend, as it will feel very warm and very pleasant.
We appreciate it.
It beats snow any day.
It does.
You know, this first week of November is wild because we have gone from Some with like high
either one.
60s and 70s, all the way down to, it snowed a foot.
Yeah, I remember that Halloween. It was.
It was the one right after Sandy. We had
ice.
Sandy, and then we had a foot of snow. It was like,
yeah,
what?
it was crazy.
Please help.
So we'll take this any day.
This is fine. Well, this one's better. Thank you, Mike.
Let's get another check your traffic now. Don Smith with an update. Don.
Yeah, thanks, Behr. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike. Let's get you right to the maps here this morning. I want to focus in towards the Franklin Lakes area. It's along Route 208. This is midday construction once again is out there in full effect both ways around Russell Avenue. So hopefully this wraps up right around the end time, about 2:30, just before the kids get out at Ramapo High School, and parents looking to take 208 to pick them up or take them to their football games or whatever they're doing. So hopefully that gets out of the way by 2 or 2:30. We widen up the North Jersey map. 17, 287 is good. Westbound 4 has some construction out by Hackensack Avenue, but that's really about it. Let's take it to the Parkway now, northbound at 145. We've eased that delay up here this morning. The only other delay that I'm still seeing is this westbound 195. And this is out just before exit 11. Still trying to figure out exactly what's going on. That this could be some midday construction. I didn't see anything on the list from our DOT friends, but there is definitely something here holding back traffic west on 195 out of Monmouth Road, 537 in towards Upper Freehold and Cox Corner Road there at exit 11. So give yourself about another 10 or 15 minutes worth of travel time there. Rest of the state, South Jersey looks fantastic. If you're looking to get out to enjoy some of this wonderful weather on the AC Boardwalk, Ocean City, all the way down through Cape May, it would be beautiful to head down to Cape May or the Wildwood Boardwalk here on a Thursday. Bridges and tunnels still on average about 35 minutes or so across the board, and path we still have Newark World Trade Journal Square 33rd delayed, and that's because of signal issues. NJ Transit's hour close. That's happening in the traffic center. Have a terrific Thursday. Cara, Kristina, send it back to you.
Hey, thanks so much. Well, the restoration of Margate's historical Lucy the Elephant, nearly $1 million over budget. But supporters are looking to change that.
Yeah, so the Save Lucy Committee will host a benefit concert in Atlantic City on December 11th with the goal of raising enough money to cover the extra costs. The concert is going to be held at Resorts Casino Hotel. It'll feature Deanna Martin, the daughter of legendary singer Dean Martin.
Yeah, so, I mean, at least they're trying to help out here.
You know what? And they started this whole thing. Lucy the Elephant is just a Jersey icon.
Yes.
I hope they can cover the extra costs.
Absolutely. Somebody's got to come in and
someone's got to
help
fix
her.
it up. Yeah. So this is another, I feel like these are only in Jersey stories. Police in Burlington County were dispatched near Columbus Park after receiving a trespassing complaint. This is what they found instead. It's a cow. Police say they're working with a nearby animal hospital and local farmers to retrieve the cow safely.
I love the video. They're advising anyone who sees the cow to contact them immediately so the cow is not harmed. The police also say they'll update their training to prepare officers to deal with this kind of incident in the future. I have a feeling that cow has a future at John Stewart's farm.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
where all the escapees.
All the escapees tend to wind up, yes, with John Stewart, which makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
And last but certainly not least, the Cape May County Zoo posted a special birthday message for Bert the monkey. Bert is a member of the Black Howler monkey troop. They are from a tropical forest in South America. They're known for making a loud, howling, territorial call that can be heard for up to 3 miles away.
Yeah, Bert will howl if he hears a leaf blower, if his neighbors start singing, or when he gets a refill of his water bowl. Bert lives at the zoo with his mom and his sister.
Cape May County Zoo is a great place to
Love
go
it.
visit, by the way.
It's amazing.
Really, really fantastic zoo.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll end on that note. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Have a good one.